Welcome to the Renaissance, young Renaissance students of ours. It's just a random song I found on Spotify called Calata, which is from the 1500s. I don't know, it says something about Renaissance music. Alrighty, you are welcoming to the Renaissance Dinner Party Project. Now that we have read about some of the leaders of the Renaissance, the Ninja Turtles, we're going to see who you think are the best, coolest, most funnest, whatever. Yes, most funnest is not a phrase. I don't care. It's fun for me to say. You are hosting a dinner party. No, you don't have to cook. You don't need to serve drinks. You do need to think about your guests, though. Your guests are important figures from the Renaissance. My, what an interesting dinner this would be. You will create a dinner table on a sheet of paper, poster boardish. We're going to provide that for you. And here is what you have to do. You have to choose 8 people from the Renaissance, from the list below that we're going to look at, to invite to your dinner party. Obviously, include yourself at the head of the table, so it's you and 8 other people who are at this incredible dinner party. You will label each chair where each guest will sit, and under each guest, you will provide a 4-sentence explanation of who they are and their contributions to the Renaissance. You will print a picture of each guest and put it on the seats at the dinner table. The image does not need to be in color, but come on, give us some color here and there. Draw some color, make it colorful. Remember, the Renaissance is all about color. Don't make a black and white project about the Renaissance. I mean, that's so Middle Ages. You need to make this Renaissance-y. Color, color, color. Under each guest, you will provide a question you would ask them, and then explain why you would ask that question in 1 to 2 sentences. For example, I would ask Raphael, why on earth did you not include me in your School of Athens fresco? I am clearly one of the greatest thinkers of all time, and I am a philosopher at heart, so why didn't you include... You see where I'm going with this? You're not going to ask them that kind of stuff. But ask Leonardo da Vinci what maybe he thought his coolest invention was, or maybe what was Raphael's favorite piece and why. Stuff like that. What would you ask these Renaissance people? You're going to explain those questions. Why you would ask them? Sorry, that was a yawn. You would then think, why would you ask them those questions? And you'll provide your answers below. You'll then provide a 1-sentence explanation of why each person would sit next to one other guest. You only need to explain one, so you don't need to say, Raphael is sitting next to Michelangelo and Leonardo. He's sitting next to both Michelangelo and Leonardo because. No. Raphael is sitting next to Michelangelo and Leonardo. He would sit next to Leonardo because. You only have to choose one. You don't have to choose 2. Now, what is also one topic or thing they would talk about? Why? For example, Raphael would sit next to Michelangelo so they could discuss whatever they're going to discuss. And then you tell me what you think Raphael and Michelangelo would discuss. Again, you only need to mention each guest once when describing where they would sit and who they would sit to. So here's your guest list. You can choose from the following people: William Shakespeare, Johannes Gutenberg, Raphael, Michelangelo, Titian, Albrecht Dürer, Andreas Vesalius, Nicholas Copernicus, Queen Isabella of Spain, Queen Elizabeth of England, Queen Mary of Scots, Miguel Cervantes, Leonardo da Vinci, and Niccolo Machiavelli. So these are the guests. So you have to choose 8 of these guests. It does not matter which 8 you choose. We want you to choose 8 guests that you would really want to have to dinner and talk to and figure out who they are. The content is... the math is wrong, sorry. The content is 5 points each guest. So each guest is worth 5 points. The poster template itself, that is worth 10 points graded based on your neatness, creativity, and color. Colored pencils or markers, we don't care. And then on the back of the dinner party, yeah, you got to do another one. Please provide 2 sentences about the other important Renaissance figures that you did not invite to the party. So you may have invited 8 of these people, but let's say you didn't invite Johannes Gutenberg or William Shakespeare. Well, on the back, you still have to give me a 2-sentence explanation about who they were and what was one thing they did during the Renaissance that was important. It seems like a lot, we know, but when you start reading about them, you'll kind of get really into it. Now, you're going to get this content from one of 3 places. You click on this document here, which takes you to a chapter reading, Leading Figures of the Renaissance. And then you'll notice that each of them has their own little section. So you'll notice Gutenberg's got his own cool thing. Michelangelo, Titian, Albrecht Dürer. So you'll see that each one of the thinkers has a section in this reading. Also, if we go back to the other one, get out of here, go back, get out of here, go back. Where are we? Here we go. You can also click on this second one, Renaissance Figures Part 2, Queen Elizabeth. More Queen Elizabeth. More Queen Elizabeth. Well, she's kind of a big deal. So you'll notice, more Queen Elizabeth. Golly, there's a lot of Queen Elizabeth stuff in here. Leonardo da Vinci. So what you'll see is as you click on these documents, you'll see information about these thinkers. Now, this is something rather newish that Miss Jordan and I decided to do, is we used a little bit of that ChatGPTs to look at some of these other people. So what I did was I put in the following questions of, give me a brief biography of Renaissance thinker and explain to me 7 things you would want a 7th grader to know. And so what we did was we took a look and we wrote with ChatGPT. We took ChatGPT and Miss Jordan and I edited a lot of it, by the way. So that way we could be more on your language and you could kind of get an idea of what's going on. And so we've got William Shakespeare. We've got Titian. We've got Andreas Vesalius. He cut bodies up and stuff. That's so cool. Oh my God. He's like, okay, I'll let you get into him later. Oh, that doesn't look good. We did Queen Isabella of Spain, not a friend to the Jewish people, by the way, but very important figure of the Renaissance. Queen Elizabeth I. Everyone seems to love her. She's okay. I mean, I'm a little biased, but she's okay. Johannes Gutenberg. God, I love Johannes Gutenberg. He's the reason why we have books today. I love books. I know you guys are all mad now about that. I love me some Gutenberg. And so we created the ChatGPTs for those figures. All the other figures are in the other documents. Sorry, I'm scrolling up to the top of it. There we go. The Renaissance Figures document. We will give you the due date in class, but this video is to help you get a start on the project. And so that's what you've got. And then this will be done entirely out of class because we really want to get into the election stuff this week and next week. So this is your video about the Renaissance dinner party thinkers.